Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel, aka Lilyworks, and I am a full-time stay-at-home mom and a part-time reseller on POSHMARK, Mercari, eBay, Etsy, and whatnot. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about shipping shoes. I've gotten a few questions about how to ship shoes on eBay. POSHMARK is a little bit easier, but specifically we're going to be working with what does it mean for, flat rate, padded flat rate, first class, blah, 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 priority mail, and how to choose that for shipping shoes. So let's get into it. First, we are going to start with what you're going to kind of need, and I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to take you around. Sorry that my workstation is not clean. I just pulled my orders from this weekend, the shoes and the jewelry and the belts, and I decided I'm just going to pop this video in here for you guys and try to make it as simple as possible. I keep all of my boxes and such in this IKEA piece of furniture. I love it. It fits these, well, over here. These are the USPS shoe boxes that fit so nicely, padded flat rates, and then different sizes of boxes. And then I keep my jewelry boxes and some other shipping supplies in there. So yeah, it really works well. And then I also have like an IKEA desk set up here. I keep poly mailers and stuff in these drawers. And so what you are going to need, here is the desk setup right here. I'm going to show you, you are going to need packing paper of some sort. I find that packing paper works best for packing shoes. You can get these in bulk at, I think you can even get them at Walmart, but I get them at Amazon. I do have a link below for a lot of materials I'm going to be showing you guys. Definitely get that. Then go ahead, get yourself a scale. You definitely need a scale. There's my computer that's low battery. Anyways, scale, you're going to need that. If you are shipping off of POSHMARK, definitely get yourself a scale. I have one link below that I really like. I'm able to weigh bigger boxes using this scale. Let me just show you. You can pull this and maneuver it around, and it's not attached to your actual scale. All right, so let's get into what are 4 different types of packages that I get for packing shoes and where I get them from. First, if you are doing first class shipping, which is below 16 ounces, below a pound, you can ship shoes in, this is called a poly mailer, and I think this one is like 10 by 14 ish, 10 by 12, 9 by 12. Anyways, I do have a link below, but it's about this size, and first class shipping is the cheapest shipping. It goes by weight, so you do have to weigh it. It has to be under a pound. And it is the cheapest option. It is not insured, so don't go ship like Chanel sandals that are less than a pound, because you do want a little bit of protection. But for most things that are under a pound, shipping first class doesn't worry me. I don't really get things lost in first class mail. So first class is what it's called, and you can put it in a poly mailer. You can wrap it first in something like this. If it's just like Teva rubber sandals and you don't, like, they're not going to get wrecked. I haven't gotten any complaints putting shoes in either of these. They have not gotten damaged. I used to not wrap my shoes at all, putting them in padded poly mailers, and now I do, just for a presentation, I guess, to make it look like I'm taking care of certain things. But yeah, so the next thing that I would look into, if it's not less than a pound, but it can still fit into a padded flat rate, I would do a padded flat rate envelope next. You can get these for free on USPS. They can ship it to your house. It is the padded flat rate envelope. Don't get just the USPS envelope, get the padded flat rate envelope. And that is an even rate. Sometimes it can go up during the holidays, but I believe it's 8 something on eBay. And if you're shipping on Mercari or others, you can use Pirate Ship and plug in padded flat rate. So a lot of different types of shoes fit into this. I do a lot of clogs, even high heels. I wanted to show you if I have any high heels. Let me go see real quick. All right, so I do have some heels here. These can even fit up to like a size, women's size like 10 or even 11, if you kind of maneuver it and fit it in here. But even women's heels, let me just show you. It makes this distance smaller, like the higher the heel. So I will put one this way, maybe wrap it first, but one can fit with the long part of the heel against the bottom, and then the other can just fit like that. So there we go. You can just fold it over. Obviously you can wrap it first, you can put it in a clear poly mailer or poly bag if you are storing it that way, whatever, and then it will just fit in like that. A lot of heels can fit in like this. Yeah, so that is an option for you. Like I said, I haven't gotten any complaints. I believe Harry Tornado also said, if you guys know Harry Tornado, Josh Harry Tornado, he also uses poly mailers for shoes, and the last video I watched of him packing shoes, and that might have been a while ago, but he said he hasn't gotten any complaints about putting shoes in a poly mailer. So, and this, you know, it doesn't even matter the weight. I usually put, like, I just guess 2 pounds for most things, but it really doesn't matter. So for these, I'll put in the weight 2 pounds, and then, you know, the dimensions, and yeah. So this one is your first option. Second option. Then my next most used box is the USPS shoe box, and I believe it's actually called the shoe box. Here it is. Shoe box. Here are the dimensions. It is 7 1/8 by 5 1/8 by 14 3/8. So if I'm putting in these dimensions into Mercari, or I'm sorry, if I'm putting it into Pirate Ship, for example, and I wanted to do priority, I would just type in like 8 by 5 by 15. That's around the same dimensions because they don't let you put in the 1/8. So it basically is the dimensions of most shoe boxes or shoes. So the I would say most shoes can fit in here. If the other first 2 options are no-go and they're like athletic shoes, a lot of boots, I can even see if these clogs, I sold these wooden clogs this weekend, if you've seen that in the last video. Maybe wooden clogs can fit in here. If I'm shipping on POSHMARK and I want to make sure they're protected, POSHMARK, you can use any USPS priority packaging up to, you know, if the shoes are up to 5 pounds, you can use whatever. So it doesn't matter. But this, I'm just telling you for eBay's sake, I mostly do like athletic shoes, boots, men's shoes, like men's Oxfords, some heels that are more delicate, nicer designer heels. I will put it in here, and what I will do is I will wrap each shoe individually in packing paper. I will put them in different directions, and then they fit nicely in here. Put my card in here. Okay, last option that I use, and now I'm going to show you this box, but I'm going to tell you to get a different box. But basically what you're going to look at on USPS is a large priority mailbox. And now this one says large flat rate box, but they still take this box when I'm shipping priority because it goes by the weight. And this is just a little bit smaller than the large priority. I use those boxes mostly for boots. This is just a little bit smaller so I can show you kind of what I'm going to still ship boots in these. So it looks like this. And yes, I can bend the boots a little bit. They're still going to arrive perfectly fine. And so that's the biggest option. Now, shoebox and this one, you do have to weigh them and you have to put in the weight. So, like I said, first, lowest weight, first class. Then your next option is going to be the padded flat rate, because that is guaranteed. You're always going to be paying the same amount. It's going to be between $8.50 and $9, somewhere in there. And then next are these two options. They're priority mail, so that means it goes by weight, okay? So it could be 2 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever. You're going to put in those pounds, and then it's going to calculate that for you. So it's calculated shipping. And I make the buyers pay on eBay the calculated shipping. So it basically can go anywhere from like 7 something for the calculated shipping if they're close, to like 15, 20, whatever, for some heavy like Harley Davidson boots or something like that. So I just weighed these native sandals. I did not sell them, but I'm going to pretend that I just sold them. They are 13.1 ounces. So that gives me a little bit of leeway once I wrap these. So I'm going to wrap them. What I do is I put my card in somewhere in the shoes. I wrap it at an angle. I'm going to weigh it again just to be safe. I've been doing this a while, so I don't really need to do this anymore. And it's at 13.8. So when I'm paying for my label, I'm going to put in 14 ounces. Again, I'm going to slip it in here. You can see that it fits in here. I think these were about a women's size 9. And you can wrap them separately. They might be easier to slip in, or you don't even have to wrap them. They're rubber sandals, so they will be fine. I have noticed that buyers tend to want things faster than wrapped very beautifully and whatever. So if they arrive in decent condition, in the condition that they were expecting, and like really fast, then basically that's all that matters. So here we go. This is what it looks like. Then I would take my label, I would put it on here. There we go. Boom, done. I sold these. Now I did sell these on, let's see. I sold these on eBay. These are some UGG sandals. I'm going to weigh them. These are a little bit over a pound. So I already kind of knew that. So when I had made my listing, I had priority padded, it says right there, padded flat rate envelope. I already knew that when I was making my listing in eBay. So these are going to be wrapped and put in the padded envelope. I'm actually going to be packaging these up. So I can just slip in my card right here. Again, I'm going to wrap them in the same way. I could choose to not even wrap them, but I do now. So I'm going to put them opposite way. Grabbed my padded mailer. Here we go. And it folds over nicely. And I'm going to put on my label. And then my mailman is going to pick them up in one of these IKEA bags back here. Let's try these Clarks. I sell a lot of Clarks. Clarks are bread and butter. And I usually almost always put them in padded flat rate envelopes. All right, here we go. I'm going to put my card in here. I am going to take my packing paper. I'm going to wrap the first part, and then I'm going to put it the other way so that the rubber is facing outward. And it kind of makes like a rectangle stake, and then it will slide a little bit easier. I've actually found that when I don't use packing paper, it's actually easier to put in the padded flat rate. But I still do this. All right. There we go. So clogs, mules, Clarks, Born. You guys get the picture. All fit in here really nicely. And then I'm just closing it up. I'm gonna put on my label. There we go, you guys. Some Clarks. And these were, I think, around a size 8. That went right in here really easily. Let's do these boots right here. Okay. So these were some antelope boots. What I do for this one is I usually push a little bit of packing into the toes already when I'm putting them in storage or listing them. I'm going to put my card right in there, and then I am actually going to be using the shoebox for this one. You can choose to use the shoebox, or you can choose to do the larger box. I do the shoebox because I'm getting a lot of packages out and it just takes up less space, and I know it can fit in here. My tape gun is right here, and I just do one piece of tape across the top. Why? Because I feel like when there's too much tape, people are like cutting and irritated and like trying to break it open. They end up cutting and then damaging their item. This has never come undone. It's just one piece of tape, and you can literally take it off really easily. Like when I make a mistake, I can just pull it right off, and the buyer can just pull it right off really easily. They don't need special scissors. That is just my thought process. That is what I've done for like 3 years now, and never had a problem ever. So one piece of tape on each side. The big boxes get 3 pieces of strips on each side. All right, so for this, whenever I do shoe boxes, I do 2 pieces of packing paper. So here's my boot, and because this is leather, and leather is supple and bendable, it's not like stiff cowboy boots, stiff Harley boots, stiff combat boots. You can fold over the leather like this. Okay, I'm gonna put the back of the boot and the sole parts down, and then when I wrap the other boot, it's going to be wrapped, and it's going to go down this way, and it's going to just fit really nicely in the shoebox. There we go. Like I said again, one piece of tape. We're going to put on our label. There we go. Done. Let's do our tall Steve Madden boots. I'm going to show you an option first, and then I'm going to show you the option that I'm actually going to go with, but you can do both. So one piece of tape. Again, let me just weigh these for you guys. These are 2.12 ounces. I'm going to round it up to 3. Whenever it hits over that pound mark, you want to round up to the next pound. So if it's over a pound, round up to 2. If it's over 2, round up to 3, and so on. So I'm rounding up to 3 for this one. I am going to show you that I'm using the regular shoebox. And these tall boots, you can actually do the same thing. And then look at what happens. You can roll it. And I've done this plenty of times, and it is totally fine. I'm actually going to put it in the bigger box just because I can. I don't have a lot of boots that need a bigger box. I think this is the only one, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm just showing you guys this as an option. There we go. Boom, in the shoebox, and it is not going to be damaged. These are leather, these are shoes, these are not, you know, glass, swung bases or crystal or anything like that. They are leather boots, so they are going to do really well. They are protected from each other because of the packaging. But like I said, I've been doing this for 3 years. But because this is the only bigger pair of shoes that I'm taking out this weekend, I'm going to put it in the bigger box. So, like I said, I accidentally ordered the large flat rate, and I never used them as the actual flat rate USPS. I paid for USPS priority large, or I paid for USPS priority, and so all they do is scan the label and then read it, and it's in this box. It's less than 10 by 10 by 10, so it gets shipped with that rate. And if that's confusing to you, just don't buy this box. Don't buy the large flat rate box. I have never really needed a large flat rate box for shoes. Just get the regular large priority mail box. And I'm just using these ones up. Lay it in there like that. Make sure that it's protected. I might use 3. Actually, I don't need to. So I laid them with paper in between them. I did have to fold it over a little bit. Here's what the box looks like. And then I can just close it up. And then, again, 3 pieces of tape and a label. All right, here are some UGG boots. These, let's see. These I decided to challenge myself, and when I was listing them, I listed the shipping as padded flat rate, which is totally fine. They can fit into a padded flat rate. Probably makes it cheaper for the buyer. So we are going to go ahead and put them in there. Let me just show you. So this is like a knit cuff, and basically it can fold down to this right here. So that's kind of why I chose padded flat rate. It is cheaper for the buyer, as you can see, just doing it that way. All right, so I got it in there. They are like a sock boot. So one sole is right here, one sole is right here, and then all the inside is right there. Now, when I was finagling them in, this part kind of came off, so it got stuck to itself. So I'm going to just reinforce this with a piece of tape, just because it did unstick a little bit as I was packing it. And then we're going to put on the label on the outside, and this is good to go. Let's try these Dutch clogs. This is another order that went out. These sold for $27 on POSHMARK. I got these at the Goodwill bins. Alright, so we're wrapping one. I'm going to, again, face it with the heel side down. I'm going to put my card in the other. Wrap it. And we'll see if they slip in there. Alright, so it slips in there, but one is a little bit higher, but it still closes. So we're going to go with it. Again, this is POSHMARK. So POSHMARK, any priority box works. So I don't have to worry as much about, the weight or the size of the box or anything like that. So that one is going out. What else? We have these. So these sold on POSHMARK, and so these are like a clog or a mule. If I sold them on eBay, I might have listed them as padded flat rate because I know that they could go like this in a padded flat rate envelope. 2 pounds. Usually 2 pounds or under, then it's padded flat rate, goes like that. But because these, this was POSHMARK, I can choose a shoebox, and I don't have to try to squish it in there. It might look a little bit better to the buyer. So I'm going to put these into a shoebox. Then we have just a few more boots. And I'm just going to tell you, these Talbot's boots with the heels, going right into a shoebox with the cuff folded over, one this way, one that way, shoebox. Same with these Blondo Canada boots. I can just wrap it up again and then put it in the shoebox one way, other way, boom. Okay. So that is how I ship and package shoes. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Again, I have a lot of the materials linked on Amazon down below in the description. So go ahead and check that out if you're wondering what to use. And if you're wondering about cleaning or storing or whatever, I have a lot of videos on that as far as shoes goes, jewelry, whatever. Yeah, and if you like this kind of content, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks, you guys. Make sure you are thrifting so you can live generously too. Bye, guys.